You're digging through an old coin jar, just looking for some spare change for coffee, and suddenly, you spot a 1988 D quarter. It looks ordinary, just another quarter, right? But what if I told you this quarter could be worth up to $685,000? Yes, you heard that right. Just one coin, small enough to fit in your pocket, could change your life forever, and guess what? Most people who own this rare coin have no idea they're holding a fortune. Could that person be you? Stick with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to identify this rare quarter, and if you've got one, how to cash it in for big money. So, how did an ordinary 1988 D quarter become a six-figure goldmine? It all started at the Denver Mint. That year, a small batch of these quarters was struck with a critical minting error, one so rare, only a handful exist today. The US Mint wasn't perfect, and sometimes, coins left the facility with tiny mistakes that now make collectors willing to pay a fortune. But what makes this coin so special? Why are collectors going crazy over it? Let's break it down. If you have a 1988 D quarter, here's what you need to check for, because if your coin has these rare features, you're sitting on a jackpot. Look at the D mint mark under the date. In rare cases, it was double-struck, creating a shadow effect. Some 1988 quarters were mistakenly struck on 40% silver planchets instead of the usual copper-nickel mix. These weigh slightly more, so grab a scale and check, flip it over. Some of these quarters have a misaligned or double-printed eagle design. If the eagle looks off-center or ghosted, you may have hit the jackpot. Bet you never thought checking quarters could be this exciting, huh? Now, the big question, how much is this bad boy really worth? Worth 25 cents. Could fetch $1,000 to $10,000 at auction. But one pristine, rare silver era 1988 D quarter? Sold for a jaw-dropping $685,000. And it's not just a one-time thing. Prices are climbing as more collectors enter the market. So if you have one of these, time is of the essence. Alright, so now you know the signs, but here's the next crucial step: get your coin verified. Don't just take it to any pawn shop, most will lowball you. Instead, send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC, where they'll authenticate it and give you the true value. And here's the kicker: coins like this are still out there. Tucked away in old collections, forgotten in jars, hiding in your grandparents' drawer. Have you checked yours? If you enjoyed this video, you'll love our next one, where we uncover another rare coin that could be worth even more. So hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because your next big payday could be hiding in your pocket right now. What if I told you that an ordinary-looking quarter, a coin you might have tossed in a jar or spent on a cup of coffee, could actually be worth up to $685,000? Yes, you heard that right. A single 1982 P mint marked George Washington silver quarter, a coin that millions of Americans unknowingly pass around every day, could be your golden ticket to wealth. But here's the catch: most people don't even know what to look for. And by the time they figure it out, it's too late. Someone else has cashed in. So, how do you know if you have this ultra-rare quarter sitting in your collection, purse, or pocket right now? Stay with me, because in the next 10 minutes, I'm going to reveal everything you need to know, including how to identify it, why collectors are paying a fortune for it, and how you can turn a simple 25-cent coin into life-changing wealth. But first, let me ask you a question. What would you do with $685,000? A dream home? A luxury vacation? Or maybe, financial freedom forever? Hold on to that thought, because by the end of this video, you might just be holding your future in the palm of your hand. To understand why this quarter is worth a fortune, we have to go back to 1982, the year when something went terribly wrong at the US Mint. At the time, the US Mint was facing a crisis. Due to a massive economic downturn, they decided to cut costs by removing the minting of proof sets and switching to cheaper metals for circulation coins. This change created a rare error, an anomaly, that makes the 1982 P quarter so incredibly valuable today. But here's where things get really interesting. Asterisk, among the millions of quarters minted that year, a small handful were accidentally struck using high-quality silver planchets instead of the standard copper-nickel blend. These rare quarters ended up in circulation, blending in with regular coins, unnoticed, until now. One of these rare quarters was recently sold for an astonishing $685,000 at auction. That's right, a simple 25-cent coin, worth more than a Lamborghini, and here's the best part, yours could be next. Now, you're probably wondering, how do I know if I have this coin? Well, let me break it down for you, step by step. Asterisk, first things first, check for the P mint mark. Located just below George Washington's ponytail, this tiny letter holds the key to unlocking your fortune. Next, listen to the sound. A rare 1982 silver quarter has a distinct, bell-like ring when dropped on a hard surface. Regular quarters? They sound dull and flat. Do the magnet test. If your quarter is attracted to a magnet, sorry, it's not the silver one. But if it's not, you might be onto something. Asterisk, or, of course, there's always the friend test. Ask a coin expert, or show it to that one relative who suddenly becomes a historian whenever money is involved. Now, let's talk money. If you think you have the 1982 P silver quarter, do not spend it, clean it, or throw it in a coin jar. Instead, here's what you do next. Asterisk, get it authenticated by a reputable coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. Contact top coin dealers or auction houses specializing in rare currency. Negotiate smartly. Some dealers will try to lowball you, but now that you know the true value, you have the upper hand. Asterisk, if you find one of these in your collection, you're sitting on a small fortune, and with prices soaring to nearly $700,000, the time to check your quarters is now. Asterisk, so, here's the million-dollar question. Could you be holding one of the rarest quarters in U.S. history? Go check your coins right now, and if you think you found one, drop a comment below and let us know, and if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe for more valuable coin discoveries, and share this with a friend, because who knows, you might just change someone's life. Imagine finding a small, everyday coin in your pocket, and realizing it's worth nearly $700,000. Sounds like a fantasy, right? But what if I told you that one simple quarter, a 1986 P mint mark George Washington quarter, could turn an average person into a millionaire overnight? That's right. You could be walking around with a coin worth more than a Lamborghini Aventador, and using it to buy a $2 vending machine soda. Ouch, money bag, but here's the real question. Do you have this rare quarter hiding in your home right now? If so, you're sitting on a goldmine. If not, well, keep watching, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for. Man Detective, let's dive in and uncover the secrets of the 1986 P quarter that turned ordinary collectors into millionaires. Back in 1986, millions of these quarters were minted. Most were just regular coins, used, forgotten, and spent. But, a rare few were different. These rare coins had tiny mistakes, minting errors so small that even the US Mint didn't catch them. But collectors did. And here's where it gets terrifying. Some of these quarters were unknowingly spent by people who had no idea what they were worth. Imagine this: what if you had one of these rare quarters, and you accidentally used it to pay for a cup of coffee? That's like handing someone a Tesla in exchange for a donut. But what exactly makes the 1986 P George Washington quarter so special? And more importantly, how do you know if you have one? Let's break it down. Rare features that make this coin worth a fortune: the missing mint mark error. Some 1986 quarters from the Philadelphia Mint, P, were mistakenly struck without their signature, P mark. This tiny detail turns a regular quarter into an incredibly valuable collector's item. The double die obverse, DDO, error: if you notice doubled letters on Liberty or In God We Trust, congratulations, you might be holding a goldmine. This error happened during the striking process and is extremely rare. The silver planchet mystery: most 1986 quarters were made of copper nickel, but a few were accidentally struck on a 90% silver planchet, a mistake that makes them insanely valuable. These can weigh slightly more than a standard quarter, so grab a scale and check yours. Your entire life could change. No more stressing over bills. No more waiting for the right moment to travel. This single coin could be your ticket to the life you've always dreamed of. But here's the catch: these coins are being found and bought up fast. Every day, another collector snags one, and the chances of finding one shrink. Check your old coin collections, piggy banks, and spare change jars. Look for the missing mint mark, doubling, or silver shine. If you think you have one, don't spend it, get it authenticated by a professional. Want to see real-life examples of these rare quarters and how much they sold for? Watch my next video where I break down the recent auction records, plus some crazy stories of people who found million-dollar coins in the most unexpected places. Subscribe and hit the bell icon so you never miss a chance to uncover hidden treasure. Powerful cliffhanger, because remember, your next coin search could make you a millionaire. You're sorting through some spare change, and without realizing it, you're holding onto a tiny piece of metal worth over $685,000. Yes, you heard that right. A single 2021 P mint mark George Washington silver quarter dollar has sold for nearly $700,000 at auction. But here's the kicker: you might have one in your possession right now. Why this quarter is worth a small fortune, how to identify if you have one, and most importantly, how to sell it for maximum profit. But be warned, most people throw away their fortune without even knowing it. So, stick around, because by the time you finish watching, you could be one step closer to living the life of your dreams. Now, let me ask you something: if so, you're not alone. In fact, every day, people unknowingly hand over fortunes at gas stations, vending machines, and coffee shops, without ever realizing their mistake. But today, that stops. Because this one special quarter, the 2021 P mint mark George Washington silver quarter, is one of the rarest and most valuable coins in circulation. The 2021 P George Washington silver quarter was minted in Philadelphia, hence, the P mint mark, as part of the American Women Quarters program. But here's where things get interesting. A few of these coins were struck with a rare silver composition error. Some feature an ultra-rare double die obverse misprint. And a select few were struck with an unintentional proof finish. These tiny errors turned an ordinary 25-cent piece into a collector's goldmine. One of these quarters recently sold at auction for a staggering $685,000. Imagine paying for a cup of coffee with a quarter, and then realizing later you just tipped the barista the price of a luxury yacht. Alright, now that I have your full attention, let's get to the million-dollar question. Check for the P mint mark on the front, near George Washington's ponytail. Look for a mirror-like proof finish. This indicates a possible minting error. Examine under magnification for doubling on the letters and numbers. This could mean a rare die error. If you suspect you have a rare piece, do not sell it to just anyone. Get it professionally graded by the PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, or the NGC. Now, here's where things get urgent. The demand for rare quarters is skyrocketing, and collectors are paying top dollar to get their hands on them. Some auctions have already exceeded expectations, and more are happening every month. But before you run off to check your coin jar, there's one big mistake people make that could cost them hundreds of thousands of dollars. Do not sell your quarter without knowing this one crucial thing. Let me explain. Many people rush to sell their coin to the first buyer they find. Big mistake. Stop sign. Some collectors and dealers underpay by thousands, sometimes even hundreds of thousands, because the owner doesn't know their coin's true value. Small blue diamond get multiple appraisals. Sell through reputable auction houses like Heritage Auctions or Stax Bowers. Never accept the first offer you get, because if your quarter is the real deal, you deserve every single penny it's worth. Go check your change jar, your car's cup holder, even the couch cushions. Your financial future could be sitting right under your nose. And remember, fortunes aren't found by the lucky, but by those who know where to look. Don't let a life-changing opportunity slip through your fingers. Subscribe for more rare coin updates, and leave a comment below if you think you might have one of these rare quarters. What if I told you that a single quarter, yes, just 25 cents, could be the key to a life of luxury? Imagine checking your coin jar right now, and finding a hidden treasure worth over $685,000. Sounds unbelievable, right? Well, stay with me, because this is no urban legend. It's real, and it's happening right now. And if you're thinking, great, now I have to check under every couch cushion like a detective, well, you might want to. Because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for, and how to cash in. Why would a seemingly ordinary 1998 P Mint Mark Washington quarter sell for over $500,000? To understand this, we have to go back to 1998, a time when the U.S. Mint in Philadelphia was producing millions of these quarters. But here's the twist. A small batch of quarters had a critical minting error, a mistake so rare that collectors are willing to pay a fortune for it. These error quarters have subtle but powerful differences. A double die obverse, off-center strike, or even a missing clad layer can skyrocket the value of this coin from a simple 25 cents to hundreds of thousands of dollars. But before you go rummaging through your old coin stash, how can you tell if you have one? Because, trust me, if you do, you could be sitting on a small fortune without even realizing it. Now, let's get to the part you've been waiting for: how to know if your quarter is one of these rare, valuable coins. The mint mark and date. First, check for the P Mint mark, which means it was made in Philadelphia, and confirm the date, 1998. The error signs: look closely for doubling on the lettering, unusual thickness, missing details, or an off-center strike. The slightest flaw could mean big money. Getting it appraised and sold. If you think you have one, stop before spending it. Get it verified by a professional numismatist or send it to a coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. Once graded, collectors and auction houses will be ready to bid. Now, before you start planning your private island purchase, remember, not every 1998 quarter is valuable. But if you do find one with these rare features, you're looking at a potential six-figure payday. Just recently, one of these rare coins sold for $685,000 at auction. Imagine what that kind of money could do for you: pay off debts, buy your dream home, or finally take that luxury vacation. So here's the million-dollar question. Do you have one? Go check your pockets, old piggy banks, and coin collections right now, because time is ticking. The value of rare coins only increases over time, and if you wait too long, you might miss your chance. Hit that like button if you're excited to start searching, and subscribe for more hidden treasure tips. Who knows? Your next coin could be worth even more. Before you spend that old quarter in your pocket, you need to hear this. Because if you own a 1966 no mint mark George Washington quarter, your life could change forever. One just sold for $685,000. Yes, you heard that right, over $500,000 for a single quarter. Now, before you rush to check your coin jar, let me ask you, how would your life change if you suddenly found out you're holding a fortune? A new home? A dream car? Financial freedom. But here's the scary part: most people don't even realize they own one of these rare coins. They unknowingly spend them on a cup of coffee or lose them in their couch cushions. Oh, and by the way, there's one crucial detail that separates a $685,000 quarter from an ordinary 25-cent coin. Miss it? And you could accidentally give away a fortune. Stick with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for and how to cash in, before it's too late. Let's get straight to the facts. The 1966 no mint mark Washington quarter is special for one major reason: it's a rare transitional era coin. Glad you asked. In the mid-1960s, the U.S. Mint was shifting away from 90% silver coins due to rising silver prices. By 1965, most quarters were made of copper-nickel. But in 1966, a few quarters were mistakenly struck on leftover silver planchets. Some 1966 quarters still have silver in them, making them ultra-rare. A real silver quarter has a solid silver edge, no copper stripe. A silver quarter weighs 6.25 grams, while a standard copper-nickel quarter weighs 5.67 grams, drop it on a hard surface, silver rings with a high-pitched chime. While regular quarters sound dull. One man almost spent his rare 1966 quarter at a gas station but decided to check it first. That 25 cents turned into a $685,000 jackpot. Imagine his regret if he had just handed it over. If you've ever felt guilty for splurging on Starbucks, just imagine the guy who paid for a $5 coffee with a $500,000 quarter. Flushed face. Oops, but here's the catch. Most of these rare quarters are hiding in plain sight, in your old coin collection, a relative's drawer, or even your pocket change, and this is where things get really interesting: the million-dollar opportunity and call to action, emotional triggers, urgency, FOMO, hope, empowerment. Now, before you rush off to check your coins, let me give you a crucial warning. Many people who find rare coins make one huge mistake: they sell them the wrong way and lose out on thousands, even millions of dollars. Get it authenticated by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. This is the only way to prove it's the real deal. Get expert valuation. Auctions like Heritage Auctions or Stax Bowers specialize in rare coins and can connect you with serious buyers willing to pay top dollar. Sell strategically. Timing is everything. Rare coin values are skyrocketing, but demand fluctuates. Get expert advice before selling, and remember, these coins are only getting rarer as collectors snap them up. The longer you wait, the harder it will be to find one. Imagine waking up tomorrow with the knowledge that a tiny coin in your home could turn into a windfall. Imagine the moment you hold a check for hundreds of thousands of dollars, all because you took a few minutes to check your change. That reality isn't just a dream. It's happened to real people. And it could happen to you. So, don't let this opportunity slip away. Check your coins today, and if you want to learn about more hidden treasures hiding in your pocket change, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell, because I'll be revealing more rare coins that could make you rich. Now go check your quarters. Your fortune might be waiting. Imagine stumbling upon a dusty old quarter, only to realize it could be worth more than a luxury mansion. Now, before you rush to check your coin jar, you need to know: most people unknowingly spend rare coins on coffee or parking meters every single day. And guess what? Some of these lost treasures are worth a fortune. That's right, somewhere out there, someone just used a $685,000 quarter to buy a pack of gum. Let that sink in. But what makes this particular quarter so valuable? And more importantly, could you have one? Stick with me, because what you're about to discover might just change your life. This is a legend. Back in 1995, at the Denver Mint, an unknown error led to the creation of a rare batch of George Washington quarters. Some experts say it was a minting mistake, others whisper that it was an inside job, an intentional error that only a few insiders knew about. So how do you know if you've got one of these ultra-rare gems? Do you need a magnifying glass, a degree in numismatics, or a supernatural ability to detect valuable coins? Nope. Just your eyes, and maybe a little patience. Alright, here's what you need to do right now. Check for the D mint mark. Flip your quarter and look just below George Washington's ponytail. If you see a small D, you might be onto something big. Examine the silver content. Most quarters after 1964 are not silver. But a few rare 1995 D quarters were mistakenly struck on a 90% silver planchet. A simple weight test can help you identify it. Look for the double die error. Some of these coins have a doubling effect on the letters and numbers, especially in Liberty or In God We Trust. If yours does, congratulations, you're sitting on a gold mine. And here's the kicker: one of these exact quarters recently sold for a jaw-dropping $685,000 at auction. But you have to act fast. Every day, collectors and dealers are snatching these up, and prices are climbing. Who do you trust? And how do you avoid getting ripped off? Stay with me, because I'm about to reveal the top 3 places to sell your rare coin for maximum profit, and how to avoid the #1 mistake that could cost you thousands. Imagine holding a simple quarter in your hand, just another coin in your pocket, right? But what if I told you that this specific 2000 P. George Washington silver quarter could be worth up to $685,000? Yes, a single quarter could change your life forever, but here's the thing. Most people have no idea that they might be carrying this hidden fortune in their spare change. And what's worse? Some of them unknowingly spend it on a vending machine snack. In today's video, I'll reveal why this quarter is so valuable, how to identify it, and the critical mistakes that could cost you a fortune. Stick with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for, and who knows? You might be sitting on a gold mine, but first, let me ask you, have you ever found an old coin and wondered if it's valuable? Let me know in the comments. Alright, let's get into it. Before we dive into the value, let's go back to the year 2000, when this quarter was minted. This was no ordinary year for coin collectors. That's because a tiny mistake at the U.S. Mint in Philadelphia resulted in a small batch of Washington quarters being struck in pure silver, instead of the usual copper-nickel composition, and here's the shocking part. No one knew about this error at first. It wasn't until years later that collectors discovered the anomaly, making these rare 2000 P silver quarters one of the most sought-after errors in U.S. coin history. Look just below Washington's ponytail. If there's a small P, that means it was minted in Philadelphia. Unlike regular quarters, the rare version is 99.9% silver. You can test this by weighing it. A standard quarter weighs 5.67 grams, but the silver one? It's slightly heavier at 6.25 grams. Flip the coin and look at the rim. If you see a copper-colored stripe, it's just a regular quarter. But if the edge is pure silver, well, my friend, you might be in for a life-changing discovery. But wait, before you rush off to check your quarters, there's one more crucial detail that could make or break its value. Now, here's where things get really interesting. Right now, this rare 2000 P silver quarter is selling for up to $685,000 at auctions. And demand is skyrocketing as collectors scramble to get their hands on one. But if you find one, don't just sell it to a local coin shop. You could lose hundreds of thousands of dollars. Organizations like PCGS or NGC can authenticate your coin, which increases its value. Heritage auctions and Stack's Bowers are the best places to get top dollar. Many people will try to buy it for way less than it's worth. Don't fall for it, and here's the kicker. There's one last secret that could make your coin worth even more than $685,000. Believe it or not, there's one specific type of error on these rare quarters that could double or even triple its value. It's called a double die obverse. If you see a slight doubling on the letters Liberty or In God We Trust, congratulations, your quarter just became a multi-million-dollar treasure. So, now you know the truth. This isn't just a quarter. It's a ticket to a new life. So tell me, are you checking your spare change yet? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. And if you found this video helpful, make sure to subscribe because I've got even more hidden treasure videos coming soon. What if I told you that a simple 1993 P mint marked George Washington quarter, one that might be sitting in your old coin jar right now, could be worth a life-changing $685,000? Sounds unbelievable, right? But in the world of rare coins, fortunes are hidden in plain sight. And here's the shocking part. Most people throw away these valuable quarters without realizing their worth. Have you ever checked your spare change, only to toss it back into your pocket without a second thought? Well, today, you might want to rethink that habit, because what I'm about to reveal could be the key to unlocking your financial dreams. In this video, we're uncovering the mind-blowing truth about the 1993 P. George Washington silver quarter. What makes it so valuable? How can you tell if you have one? And, most importantly, how do you sell it for top dollar before it's too late? Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to turn your spare change into a six-figure payday. Backhand index pointing right. But first, what makes this coin so special? The answer will shock you. Let's go back to 1993. Bill Clinton just became president, gas was $1.50 a gallon, and the U.S. Mint was cranking out millions of Washington quarters. Nothing special, right? Wrong. A tiny mistake, a rare error during minting, and a unique silver composition in a few of these coins created a once-in-a-lifetime anomaly. And those lucky they're now worth more than a Ferrari light bulb. Let's be honest, when was the last time you inspected a quarter? Probably never, unless it fell into your couch and you had to fish it out with a coat hanger. But this little oversight could cost you a small fortune. Unlike regular quarters, this one was struck with a rare silver composition, making it one of the few non-proof silver quarters ever minted by accident. Some versions of the 1993 P quarter have an off-center strike, double die, or missing clad layer, making them incredibly rare and highly sought after. If your quarter is in mint or near mint condition, you could be looking at a payday bigger than most people's retirement savings. But here's the kicker. Many of these valuable coins are still out there, lost in circulation. Some are buried in piggy banks, stashed in old collections, or even stuck in vending machines right now. So, how do you check if you're sitting on a hidden goldmine? Stick around, because up next, I'll show you exactly what to look for, and how to cash in fast before the market changes. And trust me, you don't want to miss this next part. Alright, moment of truth. Grab any 1993 P quarter you have and let's inspect it together. Here's what you need to look for. Check the mint mark, backhand index pointing right, flip the coin and look under Washington's ponytail. If you see a P mint mark, you're off to a great start. Check the edge, backhand index pointing right. If the coin's edge looks silver instead of the usual copper-nickel mix, congratulations, you might be onto something big. Look for errors, hold the coin under a bright light and check for doubling in the lettering, missing details, or an off-center strike. These errors send prices skyrocketing. In 2024, one of these rare quarters sold for a jaw-dropping $685,000 at auction. Even slightly lower grades are fetching tens of thousands of dollars, so don't ignore that pocket change. If you think you have one of these valuable quarters, here's what you need to do next. Get it professionally graded by PCGS or NGC to verify its authenticity. List it at a major coin auction or work with a certified coin dealer to get top dollar. Do not sell it to just anyone. Scammers are everywhere, so do your homework before cashing in. Thought balloon. Just imagine finding a simple quarter in your collection today, and by next week, you're holding a check for 6 figures. What would you do with that money? Pay off your house? Retire early? Travel the world? The truth is, opportunities like this don't come often. The question is, will you take action? Or will you let a potential fortune slip through your fingers? Backhand index pointing down. If you found this video valuable, hit that like button and subscribe for more hidden treasure secrets. Speaking head, and let me know in the comments, what's the most valuable coin you've ever found? Rock it, stay sharp, stay curious, and as always, happy treasure hunting. Money bag. What if I told you that a simple quarter, yes, a 25-cent coin, could be the key to your financial freedom? Right now, collectors are paying up to $685,000 for a single 1993 George Washington silver quarter, and even lower grade versions can fetch thousands. But here's the real question. Could you be sitting on one of these valuable coins and not even know it? Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for in your old change, and it might just make you a millionaire overnight. Time to check under your couch cushions, huh? Or maybe that old piggy bank grandma gave you, grinning squinting face, the hidden error that changes everything. Studio microphone. So, what makes this quarter worth more than a brand new sports car? It all comes down to a rare minting error that only a few lucky people have discovered so far. Backhand index pointing right. In 1993, the Denver Mint accidentally struck a limited number of Washington quarters on a 90% silver planchet instead of the usual copper-nickel mix. Imagine that. A simple mistake, a tiny difference most people overlook, but one that turns an ordinary quarter into a treasure worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Police car light. And here's where it gets even crazier. Most of these ultra-valuable quarters are still in circulation today. Meaning, you could be holding one right now without even realizing it. So, how do you spot one of these rare coins? And more importantly, could yours be the next 6-figure jackpot? Money bag. How to identify a 1993 silver quarter worth a fortune. Studio microphone. Alright, now for the good stuff. Here's how you can check if you have one of these legendary quarters. Check the mint mark. Look for the tiny D on the front of the coin, right next to Washington's ponytail. That confirms it was made at the Denver Mint. The silver test. Unlike regular quarters, the silver version has a bright, mirror-like finish and weighs slightly more, 6.25 grams instead of the standard 5.67 grams. The ring test. Tap the coin against a hard surface. If it rings like a bell, congratulations. You might have just hit the jackpot. If your quarter matches these signs, you could be looking at a life-changing fortune. But where do you actually sell it? And how do you make sure you're getting the full value? Where and how to sell it for top dollar? Now that you know what to look for, let's talk about cashing in. If your coin is legit, auction houses like Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers could connect you with collectors willing to pay top dollar. Sites like eBay, Great Collections, and PCGS Coinfax can help you find buyers, but beware of scams. Before selling, send your coin to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. A high-grade rating, MS67 or higher, could be the difference between a few $1,000s and a life-changing six-figure payday. There are fakes out there, and scammers are waiting to take advantage of new sellers. That's why it's crucial to verify your coin with a trusted expert before making any moves. We've covered how to spot the rare 1993 D silver quarter, where to sell it, and how to avoid scams. Now, it's your turn. Hourglass not done. And remember, these coins are disappearing fast as collectors snatch them up. If you have one, you may not get another chance like this ever again. Studio microphone. So, are you the next big coin millionaire? Let me know in the comments if you think you have a rare quarter, and don't forget to share this video with someone who might be sitting on a fortune without realizing it.